Hey, hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to Sid Meier's Civilization VII. The game's out now. Of course, you've probably been seeing a lot of streams and videos here on the channel, and you can get it with the link down below in the description. Thanks again for Firaxis for sponsoring today's video, as well as 2K, the publisher and developer of this game. And again, you can get it with the link down below. We're playing with the Founders Edition, and this game has been a lot of fun so far. We've really learned a lot about all the different ages. We've learned a lot about all the different civilizations and all the leaders, and I've got to say, of all the different parts of the game, it really feels like many different games in one, and I've really enjoyed how bite-sized some of the different ages can be with my friends. And I've been able to play quite a bit of the game, especially the Age of Antiquity, which seems to be their favorite. I really like the Exploration Age, and some others really like the Modern Age as well. Again, get the game with the link down below in the description today to join the fun in Civilization VII. And today I wanted to showcase to you some of the major differences between the other ages, which we haven't showed off as much, but you've already probably seen before on the channel, including the Exploration Age and the transition into the Modern Age. Now, before we've started some games before with Prussia, now we're going to continue with that on with our good friend Frederick, and continue on with also expanding into Prussia eventually when we reach the Modern Age, since that's a civilization that we reach a little bit later. So just to show off all the basics to you, and to remember where we've come from, there's been a few patches to the game already with more content on the way. So for those of you who, again, check out all the different editions down below, you can see some of these leaders that are in the Founders Edition with many more on the way. But we'll talk about that later. Much more cool stuff coming. Anyway, here's all the different leaders we're playing today as Frederick, and continuing on. I think we're probably going to go down the... I've really enjoyed going down the scientific route, but we're probably going to go down that cultural route today and maybe try to build some monuments in the Modern Age. And as I've always said, we're going to try... Every time I say this, we always go to war. So maybe I'm going to say it the other way. Usually I say, hey, let's be peaceful, and then we always go to war. This time we're going to go all-out war and see if we can, focus on death and destruction. All right, now hopefully that means I can play peacefully. All right, well, let's go ahead and start then in the Exploration Age. You've already seen the Antiquity Age. I wanted to again show off another favorite of mine, is the Advanced Start, which allows us to kind of pretend as if we'd been playing in the Antiquity Age. So we start the Exploration Age with a few cities or towns. There's different decisions we can make, and then I'll show you the same with the Modern Age too, all as Friedrich, and of course eventually into Prussia. Okay, let's go ahead and start in the Exploration Age and see how it goes. Welcome back, y'all. Now, don't forget, by the way, to smash that like button and subscribe for more Civilization here on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Let's go. All right. Welcome to the Exploration Age. So this will feature a few different things that we don't see in the Age of Antiquity or in the Modern Age, especially those treasure fleets, and I've enjoyed playing with those quite a bit too, having our ships from distant lands bring back goodies that then help us kind of progress towards our goal of winning a game of Civ in the case of like the Age of Exploration, being the top dog of that particular part of the game. Now remember, you can also lock yourself into a age as well if you'd like to. No age transitions means you could stay in the Exploration Age the whole time if you wanted to, or in the Antiquity Age, or even the Modern Age too, although that's at the end of the game, so you're kind of already locked in there. Right. This time around, we're going to focus on culture, and this time we're playing as the Abbasids, so that way I'm trying to keep myself out of trouble as best as I can. We're going to go ahead and continue with that. I'm trying to basically just try to build structures and monuments and not focus so much on military stuff, so we'll see how that goes for us. Anyway, there's the bottom of the world, and up at the top of the world is the top of the world. Oh, there we go. All right, so we got Baghdad here. Yeah, there's the top of the world right there. I think we're kind of in the middle. Oh yeah, we are. Okay, so you can kind of see with how we zoomed out a little bit, actually towards the bottom, but it feels like we're in the middle. And I'm also playing the shuffle map type too, which is nice. Now I'm actually happy about seeing the bottom of the map because that's where I always find a lot of jade, and jade and niter are very good for both war and for money, so that's going to be important to us, as well as some wine over there and tons of elephants too. So when we start in the advanced start, we get to pick a bunch of stuff here. It'll tell us a little bit more about that. We kind of get to choose our legacies that can push us forward towards military, or towards economic, or towards science, whatever, culture, whatever we choose. That's our choice. So we got ourselves here 7 wild points to choose from, so we don't have to have them tied in towards scientific or cultural or militaristic or economic. We can invest in any that we choose. So right now we have Baghdad here, our main city. And I think what we're going to do here is expand a little bit by building another city, which we can choose. That'll cost us 2 points. We also want to build another town, I think. And then what we'll go for then is maybe an advanced start into astronomy and also cartography. So we can start building boats and exploring right away over to those distant lands. We have 2 more points to spend, so we can go for having an additional 600 gold and also +3 population on the capital. So that'll make us have a much stronger start on our main city too. So let's confirm those legacies there. And nice thing is of course there's always these helpful tutorials on throughout the whole game. So from the very beginning of the Age of Antiquity through your first time doing a lot of different things and also reaching new ages, it'll help you out. Now I believe we could build a city anywhere we want within this kind of starting region. It kind of acts as if we'd explored this area already. And I think what we'll do is we'll build up here. I think there's a bunch of dates up there and a little bit of desert. So let's build up there. And yeah, nice. Right again on the beautiful water. Oh, and it looks like we've got a lighthouse and stuff built too. Cool. And let's build maybe down here where I mentioned with the jade and the niter and other things like that.
Beyond the world, a void without a terminal limit. The map was a model for, rather than a model of, what it purported to represent.
Indeed, quite. Okay, so then we're going to continue to expand our city. And we're going to focus on things like, and again, remember, we've gone over this. We want to focus on food and gold and other things like that to grow our city. And production is important, too, for growing our, our wonders. Oh, it looks like we can go with the Serpent Mound. That's part of the Shawnee tribe monument. But we can build it here as the Abbasid if we want to. And it also mentions how we can build over other things. Now, some buildings are ageless. Like if we build a mosque as the Abbasid, I believe that's their unique building that is attributed to them. They could also start their own religion with that as well. And in the future, we should be able to rename our own religions and cities and stuff too. So if you want to name, Baghdad to Cincinnati or whatever you'd like, you can do that. Let's go ahead and go over here for our monument that we're going to build. I'm going to start on that right there. So it's kind of a burial mound that will take us a few turns. We've already researched cartography. So we can then start on something like maybe feudalism. Yeah, that'll give us an inn, which will give us food and happiness, which is great for growth and for keeping everybody happy. We have the round city there. I think that's what Baghdad was. Actually had a round wall around it at one point. We also have economics, maritime law. I think we'll go with that. We'll go with the mosque too. We can build things that are kind of more monumental, although that doesn't count as a monument, I don't think. It's still kind of a predominant building, like altars and other things like that that affect happiness. Let's see, riches of the Duat, a little production bonus, and also food bonus too. So those are great. So at the same time, if you're playing with other players or if you're playing with AI, they're all getting ready. We're essentially in our initial setup of our first couple of turns after entering the exploration age. I think we're going to give our main city all this stuff here. So we got truffles coming in. We got camels, we got dyes, and more truffles. So that gives us a big bonus towards training units. And also happiness, and then more things we can plug in the main city with the camel, which are really nice. Okay, we got an army commander here. I guess we'll try to push towards the middle of the map. Let's have our units move over there. We're just protecting our borders. I don't want to try to be aggressive as much as possible, but we will have to worry about threats. Something will come along to eventually trouble us. Actually, there we go. We're making turns towards producing all sorts of things here, including that serpent mound. What I'd like to do is some settlers over here quickly as soon as we can, too. And our main city here, Zabid, we can convert that to a city. It's a town. We're going to convert it to a city. And go back to production. And I think if we're going to try to build a wonder here, it'll take us a little bit of research. But before we get to that point, I want to then try to build ourselves a stone cutter. If we can. Yep. And I'd like to try to help that allow us to build more monuments quickly. And we got a little endangered settlement. That's our main city, but it's okay. And I think we'll keep Baghdad nice and safe with a couple of troops nearby. Nothing crazy, we'll just keep them nearby. Alright, time to choose a government. Now, again, we can always change our governments, and a lot of the things that we do pick, there is an opportunity later on to change. So, not everything, but a lot of things do offer the opportunity to do that. Let's go with more food. A feudal monarchy. We're all good there with our resources, and we're going to continue to move our commanders. Oh, this is a cog. We can go explore the New World, or the distant lands. Nice details on the cogs, too. Every time that I start, I'm very close to the water, which I think is intentional in the game, since they always want us to go and explore the new lands, or distant lands, and the way to do that is usually by boat. So there's always, as I've seen, a body of water nearby, too, and I think the water always looks good. Like, the water itself looks good, and then the fish, and also the, coral and things like that. I guess I was going to say wildlife, but flowers. Underwater flowers, you know? Coral's kind of like that. Alright, let's go ahead and expand our border a little bit, or protect it. There we are. And we'll do the same down here, too. Okay, cool. We got our troops nicely spread out. And we'll kind of keep going around. Oh, hey, look at this. We found our good friend, Ibin. Nice. Okay, so of course we could make friends with him right away. We can already see everybody standing here. We're at a negative 10 gold, so we need to step up our money right away. But don't worry, all those jade deposits will help us out a little bit later. We got a slower start. Looks like Egypt has 4 cities, and yeah, most everybody has 4 cities. So we're not doing too bad. We just got to shake things up a little bit. Also, we need to study piety and then build a temple too. And then that'll allow us to complete our first goal towards culture. And that's going to be like our main goal for this time around for Frederick. Before we switch to Prussia, now there's a lot of different ways that they can become available to Prussia. And other nations as well, not just through some of our starting things. We can manipulate that later on. Very nice music. Alright, I think we'll fortify here. We don't really intend to expand too much. And there's a lot of neighbors nearby. Ooh, yeah, okay. Kind of cool how we can see the whole map as well. Large inland lake here, or a sea. And for us, it's kind of, we're kind of all alone down here, nice and quiet. Be interesting to see what happens when we get to the modern age. And we'll see the start of that shortly. Go ahead and dig in a little bit more. Sword's been all dug in, building those fortifications. And the cog heading out this way. I hope we can sneak through here. There seems to be a little bit of water. Oh, really? We can't? Oh, no. A little too narrow for the boat. We got to go all the way around if we're going to explore. Distant lands, which should be over here. So we'll go over that way. Okay, our army is here. And we'll dig them in up there. And we'll kind of keep peeking up this way. So it looks like this city-state here might be a little hostile towards us. It'll take 340 points to befriend them, which I always like to do. It's always a good idea to make friends. And then eventually they could become a city. They're an independent nation or independent power. And we could always, you know, kind of become friends with them. Or recruit them. But we also need to protect ourselves from them because they could be hostile. Also, with all these elephants, I believe the elephant bonus is for, yeah, production. That's a good thing to have. Alright, there goes our cog. Nice. Okay, moving a little bit more east. Looks like we got our cities connected via road, some of them. Very interesting to have this mountain here. Mountain kind of separating our north and south continents here. Someone's going to get mad at us. All right, I'm going to just fortify the commander there. And try not to get on anybody's nerves. Alright, our main city there is 22. 20 there at Gao. Looks like I think we're mostly ahead of everybody else on our main cities. So our main city doing pretty good. Uh-oh. Friends, maybe? I hope so. He's just exploring. He's got a boat just like we do. Now this is interesting. It doesn't seem like there's any way through for us. We'd have to build like a canal or something here. But looks like there's a western sea. The only way through it looks to be is at the very bottom. Got a nice inland lake there. Oh, and a fortified city too. Look at that. So again, the way the rough seas and things work in the Age of Exploration is we should be able to repair when we get to a shallow area and like kind of repair on like an island. You know, that's the way I think of it, is that we're pulling up to an island. But any sort of shallow water, we can at a certain point do repairs, and we should be able to find land by jumping from rough areas with deep seas, or open oceans as they call it, to where there's shallow water. And we're going to have to continue to explore. We'll try to go directly to the west there. Okay. Finally, we've pulled up on the money a little bit. Plus 12. Good. Alright. At least we're not in the negative anymore. 9 more turns on our first wonder. Oh, he's back again. Where's he going? I bet he's getting lost in the sea here. Got another wharf we could build. Let's try building another cog so we can continue to explore and bring back cool stuff from the new lands. Oh, I thought our ship would go this way. And there we go. So, once we discover distant lands, we can set up a city there and then start bringing things over via a treasure fleet. It'll kind of tell us how long it'll take to generate. And that's the excitement of the exploration age, is, of course, getting all those treasure fleets going. And then, now, I want to see Prussia for the first time here in one of our videos. We played them before in live streams. But let me give you a peek at what they look like in the modern age. Let's go. And now, finally, the moment I've been waiting to show you. Prussia. Yeah, in the modern age. Let's begin. Now, remember, we have Friedrich focusing a little bit more on cultural this time, but the Germans and the Prussians and the whole, whatever this all accumulates to, are basically focused on a lot of unique war units, like the Hussars and the Stuka, which is a very powerful bomber, and also cavalry. Anyway, we've got a lot of cool stuff here to do, like we did before. So Berlin now here at 30. It looks like we're starting by default a lot higher than what we were in the exploration age. Makes sense, because a whole age has passed. We're going to go with what we had before, a city and a town, and then maybe we'll mix it up a little bit here with some other stuff here. Let's go with steam engines, because also the Prussians get an advantage of like a train network, and train stations are all part of that. And that's one of the new things to the game too, is of course navigable rivers, and also like instantly transporting your armies via train. Pretty darn close. Okay, let's also upgrade our capital, and we've got a few more points to spend. Let's go with modernization. Let's go with yeah, modernization, and then also we have 3 more points to spend. Let's go with what else do we have for money? Capital upgrade, and maybe more money, and then also another town. Let's go with that. All right, cool. Confirm. Okay, so we're going to put down 2 cities. Now we have Berlin, which is nice. We're going to go all the way over here to the west, as far as we can, to Dresden. Oh, looks like we got some oranges there, horses, coffee, I think. and some more ways to get more food up there. And we have another town to put down. München. And another one. I'll put it here by the lake. Dusseldorf.
In enlightenment, what does not add up in numbers becomes illusion.
Thank you, ma'am.
Soon shall thy arm, unconquered steam, afar drag the slow barge or drive the rapid car.
Okay, so we have Dusseldorf here by this beautiful lake. Okay, this is one of my favorite things that I've been seeing in these shuffle maps that I've been choosing, is that we get a lot of inland lakes and we get a lot of beautiful navigable rivers that lead out to the ocean, and this is no exception. A beautiful lake. Dusseldorf and Dresden both kind of share this lake and river. They will when they grow. Hey, some marble too, so we can start building a little bit more on the wonders side. That'll speed that up a little bit. Expand the waterfront or search flooded mines for riches. Ah, yeah. A little story element here. Let's go with the ship of the line there. And let's also expand Berlin a little bit. Let's see. We hold this mountain there. Got a lot of happiness for the mountains. We'll continue to capture those. Let's also go with a little bit of food there. A little bit more there and there. And also happiness there. More food. Perfect expansions. Okay, so we have ourselves a city park 2 for happiness. But what I want to do is the Hermitage. The Wonder. Put that right there. Alright, hopefully we can build that shortly. It's going to take just a few turns. In fact, if we check out Berlin, it'll take us 12 turns to do that. We'll try to build ourselves a monument there. Now remember, the victory conditions in Civ are mostly kind of coming to a close at the modern age. Of course, you could probably win beforehand if you set things up that way. But culture would be about building monuments. Science would be about a big project like the, well, going to space, a space program. Military would end with the Operation Ivy, I believe it was, and the Manhattan Project, and like world domination and nukes. And then economic, I believe, is about eventually starting the World Bank. And it actually shows here that the Great Banker will spawn at the capital. And so that's a good thing to go for as well. Economics is a really cool thing to do in the game. It's kind of, I don't know, one thing that I haven't tried it. I always think about science and culture, but I always forget about economics. But I'm always thinking about economics because I need all that gold to defeat our enemies. Here we got some new ones now. We got Napoleon. Hey, all right. Or, sorry, Lafayette leading the French. We got Tukamash as the Qing dynasty, and also the Mughals by Ashoka. So I've kind of changed up the map a little bit. I really like looking at these advanced starts because it's a great way to play any culture without having to go all the way through, and really like make things a little bit more bite-sized. And bite-size in Civ standards is still many, many hours, depending on how you play things. More than ever, Civ now is really like you're really able to play it kind of how you want, and also do the same with friends, where you can all come to an agreement and, you know, play for a couple hours each weekend, save the game, and come back. And if somebody wants to start in the antiquity age and always stay there, and, you know, fight everybody as the Egyptians or something, I don't know. You got all these options now. It's really nice just to be able to do things however you want, more than before, which is good. Okay, we have factory resources to work on too. We'll have to unlock factories. That'll take a little bit of time. So right now we've kind of started, in about the mid-1700s, and so we'll start seeing, you know, ships of sail and more modern cannons. But then eventually we'll get into things that are powered by coal, and then eventually diesel, and then we'll see aircraft that are also fueled by a higher quality fuel. Oh, we have promotions to award. Okay, oh, and also don't forget about this up here. I may have forgot about mentioning this before, but this right here, the little up arrow next to your leader's portrait, is incredibly important to your leader's attributes, which then you can spend throughout the whole game. And this will allow you to do things like producing wonders faster, so that'll help us with our production of that monument. And we're also going to go with war support with settlement limits there. I want to go down that way. We'll go a little more militaristic on that. So now our limit is 17 cities. Good luck achieving that in the game. That's quite a feat. That's quite a feat. Now we're going to focus on gold as well, and then we might be able to insta-build some things too. And oh boy. And we're still kind of about... Yeah, we're in the north part of the map. Oh, this is a nice continent. Look at this. We got the Qing below us. Stone Town. Wow. We can try to make friends with the Stone Town tribe. And also to convert this to a city too. Now again, remember we can always instant buy stuff with gold in this game, but at this point I think we're going to want to save our money for a little bit and focus on some other things later. And we'll fortify our military leaders. We don't want any trouble at the moment. Plug all these things. We can't do the factory resources just yet, but we'll be able to use them later. Got some line infantry there. All these units are cool too. You click on them and they hop to attention. And I didn't point this out as much in the Age of Exploration, but the cities are gorgeous. And still, we're kind of seeing Age of Exploration buildings too. Remember, history is built in layers, so some of the things we build in the Age of Antiquity may carry over. Some of the things that we build in the Age of Exploration will carry over. And a lot of these buildings will carry over later in the modern age too. As we see cities grow, you'll see trains and larger roads and other things like that, and mechanized infantry. You'll see tanks and other like armored cars and vehicles rolling through. Oh man, that's a good song. Good song indeed. Oh, can't go through there. We got a big old mountain there. Look at the little lumber camp too. Oh yeah, and you can see they're using kind of more modern cranes too. A steam-powered crane. You can see smoke coming out of the top of it. So the details here are really impressive. Again, going back to what I mentioned, we have buildings here that are made of like the granary that's ageless. Like we got a building made of thatch and wood here. But then we've also got some more modern buildings here like this foundry. Well, it's a brickyard, but yeah, you can see them kind of heating things up there a little bit. So very nice. And look at that, a little like a body of water starting in that cliff there. That's cool, crazy cool. All right, let's keep moving our troops around a little bit. I think I'm just going to try to maybe go towards our borders. We don't really have anybody like kind of near us messing with us, although it could happen eventually. We do have a tribe there that might want to mess with us a little bit. 510 influence we'll need for that, which is why building monuments and like building in general, construction is usually a great way to get influence. Kind of cool here too. We've gone for a tiny map type. Love that inland lake right there, and those beautiful, like a canal there. Look at that. Oh, is he Japan? Oh no, Qing. Oh, it's great. I love that. Beijing looks so nice. I'm jealous. All right, we might have to invade him after all. I love this. This shuffle map type is outstanding. It really looks gorgeous, and it seems like they've done a good job of the middle of the map trying to be a little bit more like jungle, and then of course towards the edges we get deserts and then a little colder too. But that tundra, remember, we need that tundra for ourselves for jade. There's the beginning of our hermitage there. Gonna be a nice thing. Reminds me of Schönbrunn in Austria. Alright, oh, we got gold here. Oh, we got Geneva nearby, the Swiss. Oh, yes. Doing some alchemy there. Nice. Nice little setup. We got Dublin, too. Wow, okay, alright. All these little cool nation states nearby, independent states, are cool. Love making friends with them. As much as possible. Alright, we're going to fortify. I don't think we're going to go too far here with our troops unless we build another settlement. It'll take a little while till we do that. And I want to see that thing get done. So our main goal now is to study natural history and train an explorer. And the explorer is a really cool new-ish thing to Civ where we can go back to our previous history and like kind of rediscover our roots. We could build museums and things like that in a way like that are focused on that. We could display things here at our at the main city. In fact, here, yeah. So here we can display our archive of what usually for me is the scientific codex, and then other things like that can, be displayed, and we have to build and things like that for science. And that's probably what we're going to go with, is culture and science, which is nice. I also like how there's a bunch of like archipelago type islands here. Bunch of island chains. And then there we've got the French and the... oh yeah, I think we've got... is that... Actually, I don't know who that is. Oh yeah, the Mughals. Okay. Mughals? Something like that. Good times. There's the independent explorers there from Geneva. And they're going to take about 510 to befriend too. So that's going to be a while till we make friends with them. Let's go ahead and put everybody on lockdown and kind of wait. We're getting them fortified and we're getting them kind of locked into position. And same with our commander here too. I don't want to go too far. You know, I don't want to leave our area too much. But I just want to see how vibrant the city is and, you know, also prepare for possible war. We're going to jump through some turns here as we get ready to build our monument. Oh, and look at that. You can see it almost done there. How many turns left? I bet it's about 8. Oh, 6. Okay. We're halfway done.
Soon shall thy arm, unconquered steam.
Yep, more research done on that. Let's go for academics. And I want to speed through and see that monument built. Oh, look at that. It's almost done. A little bit more. Now imagine when we expand and all of our cities are connected via rail. That's going to be cool. A new disease. Uh-oh. But a ship of the line. Go with another ship of the line. We can build a powerful navy.
Every passion borders
There it
on the
is.
chaotic, but the collector's passion borders on the chaos of memories.
Now this is something that's really good here is that whenever you build a wonder, you know, it takes you 10, 15, 20, 100 turns, whatever it takes. And what's nice is you can actually see a time lapse of its construction, so that's really cool. It feels much more monumentous.
The unreasonable demand that it supply power which can be extracted and stored.
Huzzah! Now, all we have to do in order to win is build 100 more of those, basically. But yeah, our cultural victory will be to excavate and display artifacts, but not just building monuments too. It's going to be a combination of a few of those things. Our main goal here is to unlock the World's Fair for our main victory for culture. So yeah, having things to celebrate for and building monuments is certainly going to help us to achieve that, as well as setting all of our civic policies and research in order to unlock that too. And natural history will help with that with our explorer and whatnot. Actually, have to make sure we're tracking that, but there we go. Have 15 artifacts in our empire, so that's our new goal. So we got to get those explorers out there and starting to look for stuff, and we can make that unit at certain cities once researched and ready to go. But it's beautiful. The beautiful map we've made, and I need that marble. I really do. Oh, we got marble here though. Oh, and there. Okay. Well, we're gonna be able to build monuments in no time. We got more to build. I certainly want to. We'll just have to research them. Do you know what I mean? Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed all of our time with Sid Meier's Civilization 7 here on the channel and our sponsored videos as well. Thanks again to 2K and Firaxis for sponsoring this series, and I hope you've all gotten the game for yourself and have started to enjoy it. And again, you can get it with the link down below in the description if you haven't already. Many patches already out, many more on the way, all sorts of improvements and all sorts of new content coming very soon, and not only from the devs but from me for Civilization 7. So I hope you enjoyed what you watched. Thanks again to them for sponsoring. Thanks again for you dropping in, and thank you very much for checking that link in the description if you're interested in this one. I'll see you all next time. Hope you enjoyed our fun in Civ, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Goodbye, everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye.